G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the southeast side of the map, playing in the colour yellow is the French. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Lucifron 7. And in the northwest side of the map, playing as the Abbasid Dynasty. In the colour blue, it's Recon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Golden League 2. We are finally here. The main event has arrived, and there are some rules I need to inform you about. Number one, we're on Woodwall. Bit of a meme map, but at the same time, it does create for some interesting games. That is for sure. Number two, there's no stone walls. There are no keeps for the entire game. Now, there are a couple of exceptions to that. You can't make stone walls, but you can make the keep landmarks. So as an example, here is the Abbasid Dynasty. Well, they don't have access to any keep landmarks, but the French, on the other hand, say hello to my little red palace. So it kind of increases the importance of those keep landmarks. So something to watch out for in that regard. And I'm curious exactly how this game unfolds, because I'll be honest with you guys, I've been watching a lot of the games from Golden League 2, and I have noticed that there are a huge amount of raids, constant attacks coming in from all angles, and I think that the lack of stone walls just really means that people are able to do that and just take an opportunity to just hit every single angle while while you don't have access to stone walls. So it really works. And there's advantages that some civs get, and there's disadvantages. Like as an example, the Mongols, it doesn't really change them. So it really increases their strength in this sort of stage, or these rules in the stage. And keep in mind, it is a stage. So it'll be a couple of weeks that this stage will be going on for, and then that's it. They move on to the next stage, and there's going to be new rules in that stage. But this is the main focus. So go check out EGC TV. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch the videos from the other games that have been played. So let's talk a little bit about the potential strategies that we've got here. Now, obviously, this map, it's a bit of an interesting one, Woodwall, in that you're quite far away from your enemy, even though you do spawn quite close. It's, kind of reminds me of French Pass in a way, just that with the exception of there being a wall and the mountains are going in another direction. But trade is definitely a viable option here. You've got a trading post on the back side of your base, and very easily could fit that market in the corner. So I think both civilizations do have that option. Would we see Lucifron dare go for a trading strategy? I do not doubt it at all. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, get the heck out of town. Lucifron 7 right now, going to be going for some French trade. Look at this. No. I can't believe that. Okay. You might think that like I've pre-watched the game, or like it's there for comedic timing. It's not. I promise you, that is 100% incidental. I had no idea that this was going to happen. I was thinking about this because I knew what the matchup was, and I kind of paused the game and I just had a little bit of a think about it, and I'm like, there's no way Lucifron goes for a Chamber of Commerce. His style is all about getting in the enemy base. It's all about doing damage with knights. That's what we've seen him do year after year after year. I mean, Age of Empires has been out for a year, Drongo, but year after year after year, we've just seen him going for that kind of French play. And, similar to Marine Lord, he's always looked to be very aggressive. But obviously, there is a distinct absence here. So I'm curious exactly how he looks to play it. Now, he's going to have to move down a village up into this corner of the map. He's going to have to get that. He's going to have to get that market up. This is a map that's quite easy to defend when it comes to trade. I mean, I say it's easy to defend, but you're going to have to build a pretty big wall here. But at the end of the day, I mean, 2 vills could probably get this wall up in about a minute and a half. So it's not terrible. But we see the first of the upgrades coming through. He's going to be looking for forestry. Now, keep in mind, even if this upgrade researches before the landmark is complete, doesn't matter. He's still going to be able to get the free trader. On the other side of the map, though, there's no trade wing coming in here for Recon. Instead, going to be moving into the culture wing. A little bit interesting. Now, I've seen Recon play this style before. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Recon actually dropping a barracks down, scouting out his enemy, and he's thinking, where is that school of cavalry? Do we have a proxy school of cavalry? Has he got any idea that his enemy might be going for trade? And it doesn't look like it. I mean, the lumber camp's not going to give anything away. And take a look at that. There we go. He knows. He knows. He at least suspects exactly what his enemy is up to. He's got the barracks back in the base just as a precautionary measure. But he's not going to need it, at least not for the moment. Remember that the French player is now going to have to make a stable if he wants to get knights out. He's not going to have that free stable. Age ups come through. Villager moving down. Going to be looking to put that market in position. little bit of gold in the bank. He's already picked up the wheelbarrow. My lord, this guy is moving quickly. Wheelbarrow's through. Double broad axe on the way as well. He is getting upgrades for days, and take a look at this. He's spotted it. So Recon now aware of what his enemy is up to, and the question is, how does he look to react? Does Spearmen immediately come out? They do. So Spearmen going to be looking to pressure the villagers out here. Might potentially look to pick up some traders on the way. They're going to have a tough time, that's for sure, because that's the key. That's the key to this strategy. And this is what I've been theorizing, is that the French player is now forcing the enemy to come and attack him. And that's exactly what the French player wants, because they've got access to knights. And if you've got knights, you choose when to engage. And if your enemy's marching all the way across the map, well, ladies and gentlemen, I got some bad news for the enemy. They're not going to have a good time. All right, well, let's check in with Recon and see what his plan of action is. And it's going to be a stable, so doing the right thing here in going for stable barracks. This is a great combination against the French, because both of your units counter theirs, whereas both of their units, well, you've got one that counters and the other one, it doesn't break even. Don't get me wrong. Like the Knight and the Horseman, they do pretty well against each other. Yeah, I mean, it's good for the Abbasid dynasty. Let's just put it that way. Upgrades slowly coming through. We'll take a look over on the other side of the map. Fresh foodstuffs did just come through for Recon. But now we've got Lucifron, who continues to pick up those upgrades. No specialized pick just yet, but he's going to be looking for survival techniques. No sign of any deer being taken yet, but the first of the traders is out. 157 gold. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Look at this. Proxy barracks coming in as well. Not something that you normally expect to see. It looks like we might have some spear wars over here. 2 spears on the way in. Archery range going to be going down. And I love this positioning here from Lucifron. Really smart. Makes a lot of sense. Villager actually going to get caught out of position. He needs to cancel, and he does. Now going to be heading back. He realizes that he needs to evacuate. He's going to have to get up. He's got a stable back at home, but I tell you what, a knight's not going to be what he needs right now. He needs a hero in the form of an archer. But remember that Recon's actually got the stable already up, so it looks like this trader might be having a very short-lived trade journey, trade experience. Hold on a minute, though. Great job in distracting, and we've got a knight actually coming out, looking to pick off the charge. He hits the charge back towards the enemy base. Going to be doing a decent job at distracting exactly what the enemy's up to. And look at this beautiful micro coming in with the knight. We did hear it sounded like a wolf getting in on the action. Double wolf getting in on the action. Take a look at that. And where is that archery range? No sign of an archery range coming up just yet. He's got everything out here. Look at the micro coming out from Recon. This is from Lucifron. This is what it makes him just such a high-level player. It all comes down to that micro, because your spearman, it does 8 damage, 8 base damage, okay? But it does an extra 20 damage against cavalry. And that's the key distinction against cavalry. So if you've got spears fighting against spears and the knight's hitting you, you're taking a lot of damage. You've got to manually move that spearman to go and attack the enemy knight. And if you don't do that, the knight is going to kill the spear. Unless the spear is attacking the knight, you're not having a good trade. And when you've got the mobility of the French knight, it's very easy for you to run away. As long as you pick it up, as long as you're paying attention, you're going to be in a great spot. So Lucifron able to hold on. Free traders continuing to move through. No free traders have been taken out so far, which means that he's got a total of 5 traders down here. 1 tech remains before... I was going to say, hold on a minute. Hold on. 5 traders? 6... He's making traders? Oh, he's actually making traders. He's paying money for traders. Wow, this is actually pretty big. This is, I'll be honest, I didn't really theorize this would be something that happens at the top level, that people would actually pay for traders as the French. This one's coming in for free, at least this early on. I thought it might come through at about like the 10-minute mark, something around there, but this is kind of wild. Lucifron actually paying for traders, and I guess this just goes to show. Now, keep in mind that all of these players have somewhat been playing in a little bit of a... What's the best way to say it? A little bit of like silos almost. Like Lucifron exclusively practicing with Vortex, his brother, and they've been working strategies together, undoubtedly. And it seems like trade has risen to the top. Now, trade's actually been nerfed quite recently. It got a change. Looks like it's still strong enough to be justified at this top level. French trade coming out on this map, and it's beautiful to see. Let's check in with Recon. Any sign of an age up? Nothing at all. He's just going to be moving into 1-1-1. Keep in mind, he's not trading. He's got no win condition here that's currently unlocked. Ideally, he'd want to get to Castle Age and get to Camels. That's going to give him a really solid foundation to begin pushing into the mid game with, because it nullifies a lot of the enemy knights. But we do see the first of the Camels coming out now. It's going to just be a Camel Archer. Obviously, you want to try and get to those Camel Riders, but not going to be available to you until you reach the Castle Age. A little bit of a repel coming in on the south side, where you already actually have a Camel Archer coming in. Now up towards that north side. Looks like the wolves have been cleaned up. So where do we go from here? Does Lucifron... I mean, looking at Lucifron's macro, I suspect we might have a Castle Age coming through shortly. the way that he's got like 21 vills on food is an awful lot of vills, and considering how many of these are on deer, that food could be very quickly in. Down towards that south side though, the cleanup does happen. Still cashing in the trade, and as long as he gets those traders in, I think he's going to be happy. Sitting still at the moment on 5 traders, so I think he's only made 1 or 2 traders. You can see a couple of them going to be heading back. And he needs to address this. Whether he walls up in the north side of the map, he doesn't really need to. He's pushing in towards this north side. And at the south side, he's going to have to defend it. But if the market goes down, that could spoil trouble for Lucifron. A couple of units down here, but they're also going to be going the way of the Dodo as they head out of there. And now Recon. I mean, not a lot of resources in the bank here. You can see from his perspective, he's dropping down the barracks. Knight's going to be running in, trying to get the charge. Not going to be able to find it. Spear's looking to defend. Just chilling out for the moment. First tier of the Golden Age has come through. Now over towards that east corner. Traders still coming in, looking to pick up. And you can see he's actually just looking to pick up that gold. And then he'll be sending them back. But market's gone down. And that means trade is going to be paused for the moment. So Lucifron will have to head out. Could potentially look to put a market up in this northern corner. This is something that we've seen Beastie Cutie do very, very well. He trades to the enemy side of the map. And it can be really effective when you've got great control like this, because you only need to defend 1 position rather than 2. Archers, not a lot of them. Beautiful little screen coming through the 1-1-1 composition, but it looks like there's probably not going to be enough units here for Lucifron. He's going to have to try and get out of there alive with what he can take, and the Knights are going to be making a very quick exit. You can see he's doing a really decent job of just keeping that screen running. Unfortunately, it looks like the last of the Archers will go down, and that means that Recon is going to be able to claim a small victory here. Give himself a window for a potential castle age. Still a lot of villagers here on wood, and he has dropped down a second town center. Keep in mind, he didn't go for the economic wing, but he does have access to fresh foodstuffs. In fact, he's already researched fresh foodstuffs, and here we see the power of the Knights looking to pick off a couple of the horsemen as they make their way through. But we are now seeing pro-level French trade, and I think that's what excites me the most, is because I'll be honest, like, I've got a few messages about my French build order, and people were like, hey, Drongo, just letting you know, your French build order is dog shit. And I was, you know, I was offended. I took it personally. But then you see Lucifron coming out here, bringing out French trade. Now, it might not be the same build order. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to it because I didn't expect him to go for French trade. But hey, it's great to see that the theory is there. Lucifron is doing really well so far in this game. And now we got walls coming up over on that west side of the map, the south side of the Recon base. And he's just looking to stop any kind of aggression from that. We can see he's got units up towards the north side. So there is the potential for him. Maybe you look for that castle age. Keep in mind, the longer this game goes on, the better it's going to get for Recon. Lucifron, I would say he has a window, but at the same time, he is trading. And when you're trading, it's not that you really have a window. In fact, your window is almost always open because you've got the power to outblast your economy and outblast your enemy and outlast their economy. Just because the trade, especially for the French, is incredible because you've got the option to switch that into whether that be food, whether that be wood. And we can see he's put down a market here. At least the traders aren't doing anything, right? Like, at least they're not idle, but he's got so many of them. He's up to 8 traders now. But they're only pulling in 31. So, I mean, hopefully he puts another market down in this corner. Looks like for the moment the wall is going to be getting up towards that north side. Knight's going to be looking to charge in. Not a lot of spears here. I say not a lot. There's 11 spears. They were hiding behind a tree, so you have to forgive me. But now the unit's going to be moving out. We're going to head into the cinematic mode because I know what Lucifron's looking for. He's looking for a wonderful little timing right here in this late feudal stage. Continuing to push forward. Plenty of archers here. The spearman numbers are really good, but the knights, these are going to be the key to victory. He's going to be able to cause economies to idle, villages to run, to scatter, and of course, production to be cancelled or paused. Archer's getting a decent tag in right there. You can see how much damage they're doing. One-shotting out those spears. Another one going to be coming in, joining the fray, and going down immediately. 3 spears already down, and you need every single spear you can get right now, as more villagers going to be going down. Lucifron looking to dive in underneath the town center. Keep in mind behind this, he does have the trade running. Not the most efficient trade, so he's not getting huge rewards from it. Whereas the Abbasid economy is scattering. We can see these villagers making their way down towards this south side. And Lucifron doing a really good job. It looks like a knight going to get pincered here. At the same time, towards the top side, we've got the horsemen looking to run around. A couple of spearmen going to be here, getting picked up on the backside. Spear's doing a decent job, but look at the archers looking to focus them down. There's not enough here. The knight numbers are looking really tremendous here for Lucifron, and he's looking to take a pretty good fight. Keep in mind the reinforcements here are going to be empowering up this army, but at the same time, look how good that micro is from Lucifron. So many knights still alive at this stage in the game, and the Abbasid going to be running for their life. And I tell you what, there's no amount of production that is going to save you from this. Well, I take that back. If you had 50 stables right now, that might save you from this. But, well, you don't have 50 stables, do you? All right, we've got more attacks coming through. It looks like a couple of infantry. He's spotted out the second town center as well, so he knows... Luciferon is aware that Recon is looking to try and scale. He's taken out only just a handful of villagers. That's going to be the 5th and 6th villager going down on your screen at the moment. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. And that market now looking to be re-established on the south corner of the map. Luciferon's still behind enemy lines. Trying to build towards that mass. We see Recon. Is he dropping down? It's going to be a market. Has he missed macroed? Nope, he hasn't missed macroed. I'm not sure exactly why that market's there. But now going to be chasing him underneath the House of Wisdom. Looking to avoid the town center fire. And a huge amount of reinforcements come through. Luciferon might be in trouble here. Or rather, Recon might be in trouble here. Luciferon going to be diving in. Looking to try and clean up this mess. And now what does Recon have remaining for him? Realistically, he puts all the units inside the town center. He's like, everybody get inside! Everybody get inside! And to be honest, it's probably the best call. Chuck everybody inside. Villagers, you guys just run for your life. But this could be a problem. Honestly, the best thing to do, delete this lumber camp. Put another one down right here. And then just wall off. Wall these villagers inside. We see more production coming out. It's going to be a barracks. Where are those units? They're up towards the north side. Battering ram's going to be coming down. And remember, behind this, the economy is going to be snowballing out of control. For Luciferon 7. That trade is finally now looking down towards that south side of the map. Where are the traders? They're on the way. The train has begun. 161 gold. A pop coming through. Watch out. And he's still making traders. Look at this. He's actually paying good money for these traders. Up to 9. Up to 9 total traders now. So 2 battering rams on the way through. How does Recon look to defend this? He definitely can't go castle. Castle is not an option for him. I'd almost be tempted to say like a mass spearman play, but then even if you go mass spearman, I mean, just look at the amount of archers here. There's really no prospect. I feel like going for the second town center might have been a bit of a trap for Recon. Had he gone castle instead, it could have been decent because he could have gone mangonel into mass spear. But we obviously see at this point in time that we can talk about how he could have won or what he could have done, but at the end of the day, this situation's not good for him. He continues to run his units away. He's just trying to look to buy time. He knows he needs more reinforcements. He can look to try and pick up enemy reinforcements. This could be a good use of his units, but unfortunately he gets backed into a corner. And now Luciferon going to be looking to put him up against a rock and a hard place. There's the stone, there's the hard place, and now all of a sudden it's not just going to be a rock and a hard place. There's also going to be some wood, and there's going to be some damn big swords coming out. The lancers come through, the charge gets in, and all these villagers might be going down on the south side of this Recon base. Couple of spears on the backside, just looking to siege down a farm or two, but it is an absolute cleanup, and I suspect we might have GG getting called any second right now. Now, remember, it is a tournament game. People often play on a little bit longer in tournaments, just in case they might have a chance at coming back, but to be honest with you, with the way right now that Luciferon is scaling, I don't see it. I don't see it. Hold on a minute. Maybe I do see it. Couple of horsemen here on the backside, but we can see the worker kills. It's not going to be Recon that's doing well. It's going to be Recon that's losing villagers. He's up to 23 worker losses. Double digits still for Luciferon, but this is definitely a struggle for him. Battering rams on the way through. We can see they've taken a fair bit of damage on 45 health down here. Very aspirational lumber camp coming down just here. And just a beautiful job. This is the classic French play here. Just using the knights to tank up the tower shots or the town center shots in this case. And just able to camp the villagers. And this is classic French. And Luciferon is playing it perfectly. I'm loving this new style of French, but I'm at the same time very scared. How do you deal with this? How do you deal with someone who is so quick to put up a defense and at the same time is booming? You know, that's the crazy thing to me, because you've got these free traders that are coming through. The power of trade at the moment is a question mark. And we don't know whether it's too strong or too weak. But I can tell you right now, if Luciferon and Vortex are going to be going for trade strategies, they're probably too strong. These two guys, I mean, Luciferon and Vortex were the same people. You guys remember when Age of Empires 4 came out? Nobody used Delhi. Everyone's like, that's it. It's too hard. We're not going to bother. Luciferon and Vortex, they brought it out. They brought it to the front. They made it popular. And good game gets called, fellas. I'm going to leave a link in the description to where you can watch EGC TV's Golden League 2 live over on Twitch. Happens every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 15 GMT, 10 a.m. Eastern, I think it was, and 2 a.m. in the morning Australian time. I'll catch you guys later.